But right at the beginning of the ladder, you're not going to have a bunch of good gear. So you're going to have to be using different types of budget gear, or just going and buying random things from vendors, things you just pick up and find off the ground. You're not going to have the Hotos, the Enigmas, the Infinities, all that kind of stuff. Now, what builds work the best at the beginning of ladder? Which builds are the most gear independent to absolutely slap away monsters and wreck them all down so you can find even better gear? That's what we're going to take a look at today. This is the 5 most gear independent builds here in Diablo 2 Resurrected for Season 2. So first up, for gear independent builds, the easiest builds to play here in Diablo 2 Resurrected for the start of Season 2, I'm going with Fist of Heaven's Paladin. Now, this one isn't crazy important to have a faster cast rate and a ton of stuff. You don't need really a ton of gear. Taking a look at the skill tree, really I just came down to Fist of Heavens, and no, I know you're going to say this isn't a perfectly maxed out, perfectly built build. I just threw some points in. That's not the point of this. I just got maxed out Fist of Heavens. I maxed out this one synergy here of Holy Bolt. I ended up not going with Holy Shock to get the lightning damage, since I kind of view that as not really that important. You can just hit single targets with Holy Bolt right here. For that, went the rest into Holy Shield and stuff like that. And for the gear here, I'm like pretty much naked. I just have a Spirit on here, and I guess I got some Tranks gloves over here. Just an insight on my Mercenary. We can rock out to the Chaos Sanctuary. I'm going to take all these different characters to places they are good at farming and show you here almost essentially completely naked. You can get out here and farm with this character in Hell difficulty. Here we are. You see there's only a couple of them, so you can hit them with the Holy Bolt and down they go. We'll go ahead and maybe see if we can get some bigger packs. Get my Mercenary up here, and we'll drop down the Fist of Heavens. And that's kind of a good thing about Fist of Heavens. You can drop it down from anywhere and hit anything, and all the other little Holy Bolts that come out of the Fist of Heavens hit the other demons and undead and go ahead and take them out. See, this is not an undead or demon, so that doesn't do a whole lot. Those you'll actually have to hit with the lightning damage from Fist of Heavens, or let your Mercenary take them out, but that's okay. Most of the monsters in this game actually are the undead and the demons. So we'll go ahead and drop some of these out here. The Pit Lord's going down mega fast, and these Udar guys got quite a bit of health, but they still get ripped down pretty good. There you can see how good Fist of Heavens works with essentially a naked character here. So next up here, I'm going to go with the Blizzard Sorceress, one of the best, easiest, most gear independent too, and also with the way the Sunder Charms work, you're even going to be wrecking down cold immunes after you get one of those Sunder Charms later in the game. If you haven't heard about that, I got videos on my channel. You can go ahead and check those out. But once again, I'll show you the gear. Almost nothing. I just have 2 FCR rings just to get a couple little baby breakpoints, and I'm going to take this to a couple different places where you would use the Blizzard Sorceress here, and like I'm going to show you, you can be essentially naked and farm for better gear. And here we're hopping down to level 3, and you could probably guess where we're going. We are moat tricking Mephisto. Mercenary's going to get taken out, because usually if I was moat tricking Mephisto, I would not be using a Mercenary, because he always gets taken out by Mephisto. But we'll go ahead, and you can see even with this Mercenary, he does barely almost survive. Not the biggest a deal. You see Mephisto's health going down. I am completely naked. I put almost not even all the skill points I have on this particular character, because I didn't want to use every skill point, because this is like a level 90 character, so I have like 25 skill points left over. And we go ahead and chop down Mephisto, Motric, and Mephisto, and you can get tons of good stuff out here. You can get your Arachnus Mesh, you can get your Shaco, just tons of good stuff out here. Down he goes. Now some rare boots, not anything crazy this time, but maybe I'll take it to a couple other places. Can it do anything else? Here, the Stony Tombs and the Ancient Tunnels in Act 2 are both good places to go with any Cold Sorceress, and the Blizzard Sorceress is no exception. Now once we're down in here, this is a busy room. You can see the lightning res, I have no gear on, but you can definitely see it is taking out monsters. Maybe we'll play it a little bit safer. You can see Blizzard is absolutely working. Chopping these monsters down. Look at all these potions. And boom, you can clear room by room with this Blizzard Sorceress. No problem, and this is an 85 area where you can find every single item in the game. Now the next one up is one of my newest, favoriteest characters to play, because it is so incredibly easy and so gear independent, and that is the Summon Corpse Explosion Necromancer. Some people call it the Fishy-mancer. Now for this particular build, I didn't put a lot of points in the strength, nothing, just dumped a bunch into energy and vitality just to kind of show this off, and also because I didn't have room in my stash to take this good gear off. Now it is red, so that means I am not getting any of the benefit from these. I just didn't have room in my stash to stick all this stuff. Only the Tranks gloves for a little FCR, and whatever these rings are, I didn't even double check what they are, so we're already getting one skill from that. The skill tree, We could go ahead and max out Corpse Explosion, and we just got one into Bone Armor, no big deal. I didn't use all the skill points. We maxed out Amp Damage, and we got Raised Skeleton and the Skeleton Mastery. We just got a little bit into the Golems over here. Now, one of the easiest places to start off and get some skeletons, you can come out here through the Neothek Temple and raise these skeletons up, no problem, like this, if you want to get some, or you can just let your mercenary rip some monsters in Act 1 because they're super easy and weak. Also, I will show, this mercenary just has an insight. It isn't a good base, I suppose, but if you're out there farming by yourself, it's not going to be a problem. Your mercenary can easily kind of wreck stuff. You could make an obedience to get more damage there. A real easy place to test out is out here at Eldritch and Shank. Now you go ahead and cast Amp Damage on everybody, and you just stand back and you let your skeletons and your mercenary take care of. One monster goes down, you start popping bodies, and everything instantly wrecks. That's why it's one of the funnest builds for me, in my opinion. It's just so simple. It is a little bit, I mean, maybe a little slower, but this is with absolutely no gear pretty much. This is one of my favorite builds to play, probably bar none here in Diablo 2 Resurrected. Just to show it one more place, let's go ahead and check out the River of Flames. We'll come out here, heading towards the Chaos Sanctuary. Once again, you know, your mercenary can come out here and take some stuff down. Your skeletons are taking all the hits. You just kind of sit back, wait for a monster to go down, and then you start popping them bodies. Well, you can see the safety and the survivability of this and the ease of play. I believe that has now been demonstrated plenty here. Here's an absolute classic one in Diablo 2, and that is the Lightning Fury Javazon. I didn't even put extra points over here, I just pumped a bunch into Vitality. Resistances are absolutely terrible. Over on the skill tree here, we've got just everything down here, the Lightning Fury, and then a bunch of the synergies maxed out. And then I went ahead and put some points, got down to Pierce, because you need a little bit of that, put 1 point into Valkyrie, got a few points left over, just decided not to use all of them because it is kind of a higher level character. Bone skills, obviously you don't need none of that. And for the gear, I literally just went over and bought these straight from a vendor. They got some increased attack speed, sure, why not? And then over here, just a couple of random rings that I had on there, and these are all bow skillers, so these are not, don't worry about, these are not helping out the javelin skills literally at all down here. So I got rid of the torch. I actually need the stats to equip my gear here, but it's a necro torch I have on here, so it's not even going to help us out at all. We'll go ahead and hop out here to the Frigid Highlands. Just a quick test here. Anywhere that has a ton of lightning immunes, this isn't going to be great early on, but we can go ahead and, I don't have my Valkyrie set up. No big deal, I thought it was, but you can just chuck a bunch of these javelins, and you can see you can just absolutely wreck anything in the game that is not immune to lightning. So this is one of the best characters in the entire game at the very, very, very end game once you have affinity and all that. And even early on, like I said, almost completely naked with some javelins I bought literally from a vendor, and you can wreck everything down. So we'll wreck out the other half of the Eldritch and Shank run, and bam, he's dead already. I didn't even get to see him because he got slaughtered down so fast. Not to mention you have this single target damage where you can kill any monster in the entire game almost in one strike. And another place this character absolutely wrecks, that's the Secret Cow level. We'll go ahead and hop out here with the exact same setup, literally just some javelins I bought from the vendor and just the skill points into, the skills there, and it absolutely wrecks. So if you're going to get out here, try to farm some high runes and cows and stuff like that, this is probably the absolute best go-to for a completely gear independent type of build. I would recommend, especially budget early on, get yourself a teleport staff so you can bring your mercenary back a little bit so he doesn't get just wrecked from the cows when his health starts going down. But man, you can just shop that straight from a vendor. This character absolutely wrecks with no gear at all. And with number 5 here, we're going with the Lightning Trap Assassin, another absolute classic in Diablo 2. Now over here, I didn't even put points up, just slammed some between the Vitality Energy. Resistances are nothing, they're trash, they're garbage. Over here on the skill tree, maxed out Death Sentry, Lightning Sentry, its synergies. And I ended up saving some points back again, just to kind of simulate a lower level character. So I saved 20 skill points back, then just got over to burst of speed so I could throw the traps down ever so slightly faster. I'm going to get out here now and show you good places to do it. And just to show you, I have almost no gear on. This stuff's all red because I didn't even put any points into the strength and stuff. And I guess I had a random Raven Frost on here, I suppose. There, even on this champion pack, right after I came through the portal here, you see how it absolutely wrecks them down. I have essentially no gear. This is incredibly powerful. It kind of goes with the same thing as a Corpse Explosion from the Necromancer you get. Here you get it from the Death Sentry, and obviously lightning damage. You can throw out on a bunch of these traps and put out a ton of high-end lightning damage. There's another, just a big pack out here. Decided, hey, let's go ahead and take these down. We get a few bodies and throw out a bunch of death sentries, just popping all the bodies everywhere, taking out all the monsters. And like you've seen, I got no gear. Now here we are jumping down into the pits of level 85 area where you can find every single item in the entire game. Throw down these traps, throw down some of these. They take out one, and then the bodies start popping, and down they go. Now obviously my resistances are absolute dog poop because I have no gear on, but you can see the corpses start popping. He's immune to fire and lightning, so he's immune to 2 of the types of damage that I do. Throw down a few more corpse explosions. Eventually I did take him out. And anything that is immune to lightning that you can't get, your mercenary can handle, hopefully, for you. We'll do one more little pack here. As you can see, boom, they go down. Also, it is important to mention, you do have these fire bombs on switch to use on stuff that is immune to lightning as well. Couple monsters down, throw a couple death sentries, pop, and everything goes away. Let me know any gear independent builds that I did not put on this list down in the comments section. I would just love to hear them. We're trying to get to 50,000 subscribers by the end of the year. It's going to be tough to get to, but if you double check and make sure you're subscribed and then hit that subscribe button. If you're not, it'd be a big help. Make sure you get that like button slayed up before you go. Peace out, fellas, and don't forget, keep slaying.